All right, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope that everybody is doing great and having a great time. Hold, let me go ahead and get this ring light because you know what I'm saying. Y'all can just see it's like some sparkles all up in my glasses right now. All right, but hopefully everybody's doing well today. As y'all can see, I got on the tank top. You know what I'm saying? It is a hot one these days, everybody. So it's definitely time to lose clothes. All right, but here we go. Another week, another live at 5. I'm here going to be delivering you your tip for Tuesday. So a tip Tuesday is what I have for you. Once again, I am your guy Z Fly. As you know, definitely be sure to let the people know that I'm live right now. You can check me out on many platforms, which are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and there's one more. Let me see. Let me see. What I say? What I say? Instagram, LinkedIn. Oh, YouTube. There you go. So yeah, you have 5 different places that you can check me out. I'm live right now. Going to be bringing you another great tip for Tuesday, and also too, if you do go to my website right here, and then once you go to the website, click on radio. It'll take you to the radio page. Scroll to the very bottom, and you'll see the live TV where you can also watch me there as well. So actually, you got 6 different places. So there's no excuse for you not to be live at 5 with me as of right now. Once again, hopefully everybody is having a great start of your week, and June is on its way out this weekend, so let's definitely make sure that we make the best of June. The start of the summer, and just have a great time. All right, so once again, you got all the platforms on how to tune in to me. Today, I will be giving you a tip Tuesday, and as you know, if you don't know, if you're just now tuning in, you're late. Okay, listen. So for the whole month of June, June is considered, well, one thing that June is considered is Pride Month, Gay Pride Month. There's a lot of different information out there about Pride Month, about sexuality, about gender, about all kinds of different things. So, I wanted to start a series for this month, just giving a different point of view about everything, which is my point of view, but not just my point of view, but I also do my due diligence, and I do a lot of research. I get a lot of different people's experiences, even biblical, religious, point of views as well. So yeah, and I just want to give an awareness on just the whole LGBT movement, and what it means and what it means to certain people and what it can mean just in general. So the series for the month of June is called "What the LGBT Will Not Tell You." So if you've been following along with me all this month, you know that I have been giving you, well, like I just said, just a different point of view of things that people may not even be aware of. I just feel like it's good to stay knowledgeable. It's good to be aware, and it's really good to not be ignorant. Because whenever you are ignorant, a lot of things could be right under your nose, and you're not even aware of it. So that's what I intend to do. So with that being said, my series for this month are not intended to insult, offend, discriminate, hate on, out anyone, ridicule, or shame anyone, but they are intended to educate, enlighten, make aware, hopefully bring on positive change, minimize hate, bullying, and ignorance. So that is what this series is all about this month. And as you know, this is the last full week of this month. And so after this, we go back to regular scheduled programming. So hopefully I have made some people aware of, just to see things in a different light when it comes to the LGBT. All right. So with that being said, I got my disclaimer out of the way. All right, let's go ahead and get into the tip for today. And that is, is homosexuality actually the problem? Or could it be something else altogether? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, if you really think about it, people feel like homosexuality is the problem. Why? Because just same sex gender loving people, it just seems a lot of things, especially back in the day, it was despicable, it was shameful, it was a sin, it was an abomination, and all these things. But so, but it kind of makes you wonder: is homosexuality the problem, or could it be something else? And what I mean by that is, a lot of times when it comes to femininity, it just seems like femininity in itself is not respected. And, if you think about it, I mean, just look at how people treat women. Women are known to be feminine creatures, and look at how women have been treated in history. Have women have been treated over time. Masculinity, as you can see, it gets more respect. People, they love masculine. If you have a boy, they want their men to be masculine, to be tough. That's something that's respected. A lot of times you hear, you may see a man talking to a woman a certain way, cussing her out, telling her what time it is, what she's gonna do. But then if that same circumstance is with a man, he want, they come at men a little bit different. Like, for example, these guys right here, you're not just going to come at these guys any type of way, from their masculine presenting, they muscular, they seem tough, you're just not going to come at them any kind of way. And also too, this is a gym environment. We've been hearing a lot about the gym lately, how women, they feel like they're just being sexual assaulted, or they feel like they're being what's the word, cat call and all these things, in the gym, for either wearing certain things or just working out. But like I said, these men right here, I just don't feel like people are not going to do them any type of way. I mean, people may look at them like, ooh, okay, but you're not just going to approach them any type of way. And once again, because that masculinity is respected, opposed to femininity. So what I'm trying to say with that is, could not even homosexual being the problem, or could it just be feminine? Think about it. When a lot of times whenever you see feminine guys, they just kind of stick out like a sore thumb, right? But then also, now let's just say that you see some masculine guys who also could be homosexual. There are a lot of masculine guys out there who are bi or homosexuals who get respected. They're not continuously teased or looked down upon. There may be people who be like, okay, well, I know that you're a homosexual, but what I'm saying, just keep it over there, I don't want to know about it. But they'll continue to be friends with them, opposed to a feminine guy who may be a homosexual or bi. Because he's feminine, a person may not want to be friends or want to be around this person, but they'll tolerate it in a masculine bi or homosexual person. So is it really femininity could be the problem? Because like I said, this person over here is a homosexual or bi, and people may still befriend this person. But now this person is also bi and a homosexual, but they're a little feminine, and nobody wants to be around that person. So is homosexuality the problem? Also too, just playing the submissive role is just not respected. As you can see, men just don't like the idea of a man being submissive. How I just told you, there are a lot of people out there who feel like, okay, well, listen, you're homosexual, but you're more of the dominant, person. You're more the dominant role. So I can tolerate that a little bit more than the thought of you playing the submissive role. A lot of people just cannot think about that. Like these guys right here. Let's just say that these guys are homosexuals. And let's just say that you knowingly know they're homosexuals. Like, let's just say they're a couple. Let's just say that. But you're going to come at them a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be treating them as if you would an effeminate guy, or teasing. When if you look at all these muscles, yeah, you can call them names, but you might also lose your teeth. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like could femininity really be the issue and not so much homosexual? Because I truly believe that heterosexual guys and girls will still hang with these guys and will treat them with respect, opposed to someone feminine. Also, to think about it, masculinity is also praised. What I mean by that is, what I just said. I also think about women now. Women who may be lesbians, but like, more on the masculine side of things. I've seen a lot of masculine lesbians who are respected by men, who also are, get men as friends, even women. You know what I'm saying? Because they're more masculine. Even though they're a homosexual, but they still masculine. And a lot of guys will respect a masculine woman. I'm pretty sure a lot of you all can just think of movies or just people in your life that you know of women who are more masculine, but they get that respect from men and just people in general. And why? Because they're masculine. Now think about feminine women. Are they respected? No. I mean, look how men treat just your average woman on a daily basis because they're feminine. Feel like they can just overpower her, control her, X, Y, and Z. But with a masculine woman, are they going to do that as much? I mean, yeah, so they may still test it, but because she get off that masculine energy, they respect that masculine energy a lot more. Real quick, I watched that show called F Boy Island. I think it's in 3 seasons now, I think. But I know, like, not this past season, but the season before that, there was a woman who fooled the guys. Like, now she was one of the girls looking for men. But at the end of the show, what I'm saying, she had these two guys, but the girl herself ended up taking the money. And she was like, listen, she said, I never wanted you guys. I played y'all because I was after this money for myself. So I remember the guys were surprised because, here they are. They thinking that, they're F boys about to fool the women and take all the money. But the woman herself fooled them, strung them along the whole season and said, I didn't want none of you guys. And I remember one of the guys said, wow, I respect that. What I'm saying? See how men respect like a masculine or playboy type of mannerisms or thing. Yeah, it's because, like, even though the guy got played, but he respected her because he know that would be something that he did. So, men, a lot of guys really respect masculinity. Masculinity, and here's the crazy thing about masculinity. It is a learned behavior. And you know what? So also I might want to say toxic masculinity is a learned behavior. But also too, I feel like masculinity in itself is a learned behavior. Think about it. A lot of times if you have children, and specifically sons or boys, they don't look at it. See, that little boy right there, I'm pretty sure he's still he's in that mind frame of crying, laughing, smiling, doing boyish things. He's not thinking about, oh, I got to be tough, or oh, I can't do this, or I might look weak, or oh, I can't do this, or I can't, no. See, all of those things are a learned behavior. I'm pretty sure his dad, sooner or later, going to teach him, oh, well, son, don't cry, or oh, toughen up, or man up, all that kind of stuff. See, all of that is a learned behavior. A lot of times, do we teach people how to be feminine? Think about it. Whenever, especially when it comes to your sons, whenever, to a certain point, you allow them to be who they are. But then once they start getting a little older, you feel like now you got to push things on them. Things like sports, things like girls, like things that you feel is going to shape them to be more masculine, to be more tough. Because obviously it's not naturally there. Isn't that something? That's something in itself, that masculinity. Now, not for all, because there are some boys who may just be naturally masculine, just rough and tough out of the womb. But a lot of them, if you think about it, it's a learned behavior. Look at the military. Don't a lot of people send their boys to the military to become a man? See, we don't really think about those sayings. Okay, become a man, go to the military, be all you could be a man. Ain't that something? So you're not already a man. You're a male, but being a male doesn't mean you're a man. Because it's almost like something you gotta teach boys to become. I'm just saying, listen, y'all roll with me. Listen, if I'm wrong, comment, let me know. But think about it. Don't A lot of times in our society, we try to teach boys to become masculine, saying that it's not already there. And part of it isn't already there. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Just like how I said in an earlier live, is that people feel like, oh, I teach my sons to be men, so that way they will be heterosexuals. But being masculine doesn't equal that the person's going to be a heterosexual. Like I told you before, as long as you are perceived as a heterosexual, you don't have to be one. There's a lot of guys out here who are Sams. Remember what a Sam is: straight acting man. So meaning that you're perceived as a heterosexual, but that doesn't mean that you're actually a heterosexual. So but they learned to be masculine enough to fly under the radar, to stay out of, to keep out of people's rumors and all that. That they win. You know, it's almost like people identify, feminine men as gay, and people identify masculine men as straight. So once again, I probably said this before. So what exactly is gay? Like, what does gay look like? You know what I'm saying? If you identify a masculine man as straight, but ideally he could actually have feelings for the same sex, but you're saying that this man is straight because of his mannerisms. So what is gay? What is being a homosexual then? If you can just be perceived as a heterosexual, but you're really a homosexual. I'm telling you, do y'all see what I'm saying? But once again, does the LGBT community or organization, do they go this deep with this? No, they probably don't, because it's a lot. I mean, even just listening to myself, it's a lot to really understand, especially when we all been taught a different way. So what does straight look like? What does homosexuality looks like? What does gay look like? That's why I told you before, there's more. That gay and straight is more of a lifestyle, a way to be. It's not actually saying that's your sexuality. Homosexuality, bisexuality, heterosexuality, those are your sexuality. What you're sexually attracted to, what your sexual preference are. But being gay or being bi is a way to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a person could be gay, but that doesn't mean that, how do I say, a person can be a homosexual, but that doesn't mean they're gay. You know what I'm saying? Now, also too, a person can be gay and also be a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? Because see, once again, gay is the lifestyle of it. I know it sounds crazy. That's just because it's been misconstrued and the lines are blurred so much that it just sounds crazy. But like I said, it really makes sense if you really just sit down and think. You can be in the gay lifestyle of it all, but that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that incorporates what a homosexual is what I'm trying to say. A person, like I said, a homosexual could just be as normal as just liking the same sex, but you're not in the gay lifestyle of everything. Also, you can live a straight lifestyle, meaning that, all these things that people perceive as being straight, but that doesn't mean you're a heterosexual. Like I said, you're able to just fly under the radar, but the whole time you're messing with the same sex. So, so moving on from that. So, it's so funny because I've heard so many heterosexual people state that, they don't mind gay people, as long as the person lets them know that they're gay. And to me, that's always been so interesting to hear, that a person is that narcissistic that they feel like this person over here owes them something. Almost like, oh yeah, I don't mind gay people. Oh yeah, gay people, I don't have a problem with them. Just let me know you're gay. So now a person supposed to say, hi, my name is Jeffrey. Oh, and by the way, before you get to know me, I'm a homosexual. Really all that is doing is allowing the heterosexual to figure out how they want to treat you. So now if they feel like, oh, okay, now that I know that he's gay, now I won't have this conversation. I won't do these things. Just trying to put a person in. Just basically put a person in a box. You know what I'm saying? To let them know, okay, well, you're gay, so I won't invite you to these events. It's just ridiculous. Why can't a person just be a person? Also, too, what is the heterosexual person sharing with the homosexual person? Are you telling this homosexual person, hey, guess what? I'm a heterosexual, and I like going to swinger clubs, or I like going on swinger cruises, or I like having 5 women at one time, or what is the heterosexual volunteering information to the homosexual? And my thing is, whatever happened for just liking a person, for just who they, for just being a person. Now you have to know all these things. Now my thing is, a person's sexuality, what I thought, is private. Now if they want to share that with you, then that's on them. But a person shouldn't drop breadcrumbs and hoping that they'll pick it up and let you know who they are. So that way now you know how to treat that person. Because now that means that you really don't like that person. You just put them in a box, and now you know how to proceed with that person. It's just really cringy. It has a narcissistic tone to it, and it's just pathetic. I know of a person that, as y'all know, Jason Momoa, the actor. If y'all are a fan of the Fast and Furious, Jason Momoa played in the first part 1 of number 10. Because like Fast and Furious 10 are going to have 3 parts. So part 1, Jason Momoa, he played more of a flamboyant type of guy. And I knew a person that had a problem with the role that Jason Momoa played in Fast and Furious. He was really feminine. And so the guy was like, well, I just feel like you need to pick a side. Like if you're going to be feminine, to be feminine. If you're going to be masculine, be masculine. Keep in mind, this was a role that Jason Momoa was playing, but that person had an issue with that. He just felt like that if Jason Momoa as a man is going to play this role, then he just need to come out as gay. But once again, it's a role. Jason Momoa may not be a homosexual in real life, but he's playing a role to get a part. But see how serious it is to a lot of people? They just feel like that if you're going to be playing these type of parts, then what are you trying to tell us? So you just need to, don't be saying you're a heterosexual in real life if you're going to play a homo or a gay or flamboyant role. But once again, all of this ignorance happens because where's the education on anything? Like I always say, where's the education on sexuality? There isn't. There hasn't been any. So now, if you are I guess basically, if you're a homosexual, the only homosexuals can play these type of roles. But if you think about it, from as far as back as we can remember, when it comes to roles, yeah, we thought back then that these people were heterosexual, but now as time go on and more things come to the surface, we realize that a lot of these people back in the day were not heterosexual, but yet they was playing these roles that you loved back in these movies. These black and white. We can go all the way back to early Hollywood. If you look at a lot of documentaries, you'll find that a lot of those actors and actresses had double lives. So, but they was playing heterosexual roles. Let me move on, because if y'all don't get the point, y'all ain't gonna get it. Okay. Now, also too, once again, going back to the LGBT organization, why aren't average looking guys, guys shown on LGBT platforms? I talked about this before too. Why do you always want to show the colorful, the flamboyant, the effeminate type of guys? Once again, is femininity the issue? Because a lot of people, whenever they see all of these feminine and stuff, they don't like it. If they were to see more of what they like to see, which are guys in the gym, the football, on sports, businessmen, guys who are respected in life, in society, would that be an issue? Now, it would be an issue, because people would still be like, well, why are they showing this? But I feel like people will start to, they can be more relatable or relate to it better. Also too, for a lot of parents, if a son is going to be homosexual, most parents, they would prefer for him to play the dominant role versus the submissive role, because the idea of their son in the submissive role in a gay relationship is just too much to bear. Once again, well, why not? He's a homosexual, but it's almost like, if he's going to be a homosexual, then okay, fine, but just at least be the dominant one. They don't like that femininity stuff. Look at how, once again, look at how they treat women. They don't like the idea of being feminine. Now look at this. See, look, I mean, it's a wonder, how did these guys make it through back in the day? They wore stuff like this. Now today, this would be something very feminine. Stockings, all these ruffles and stuff. That's nothing masculine. But somehow it was okay, and it was approved back in the day. Um, Sons are taught at a young age to not play with dolls or anything considered girly. And the reason for that is because a lot of people think that that will is a sure gateway to making your son be gay or homosexual. But then, however, some sons, they play sports and they do really masculine things, but they still end up liking the same sex. So once again, what is gay? What is straight? You know what I'm saying? You give your son your football, a basketball, a soccer ball, and get out there on the field. Be as rough as you can, but they still end up liking the same sex. But then you try to steer them away from anything which is like girly or whatever. And some of them guys might not even become a homosexual. So it's just a lot. Also, too, as you can see, whenever you think about it, who made these rules for feminine versus mass? I was like, oh, look. Like I said, back in the day, men wore gowns. I mean, look at some stuff that they wore. Look at this. There were gowns, there were stockings. Back in the president's day, George Washington, all them type of people. They wore those wigs. So like men, they were wearing these type of things. They were wearing wigs. Look at this. See, what it's doing is what's called like the Renaissance time. Look at these men, and not one woman is around. Because you got to think now, what women that have no rights, especially during these times. Women were definitely a reputation booster for a man. Show the society that, oh, look at so and so, sir, so and so, him and his wife. They're just a lovely couple. But as you see, but these men, they would get in these type of offices and rooms, and it's nothing but men doing men things. And this is just a picture. You got to really think like, you're a man and you're just being around men all the time. And like I said, your wife, she wasn't important. All she really was like a handmaid. Have you ever seen that show called The Handmaid's Tale? Well, I believe during this time, that's what those women really were. They were just good for, like I said, to make the man look good. He has a wife. She birthed his children, give him offsprings. But then of the matters where things really matter, he goes and deal with men. So look, they're making decisions for society. They're making decisions of the world. They're in close contact, in close cahoots. You're going all over the country and the world with your brother man making decisions while she stay home with the kids. So I'm just saying, yeah. Look at this. See, kills. It was Scotland, I believe. Or was it Ireland or something? They're known for kills. And look at the stockings. But like I said, it's really, in my opinion, there's nothing really wrong with this. It's just that for some whatever reason, I don't know if it's America or just somehow in society, like stuff like this has just become something feminine or something. But isn't it interesting? Because you got to think, even though how they say, people were already here, the indigenous people were already here, but then a lot of people came from Europe or that side of the world, bringing their cultures and their ideas to America. So you would think that if stuff like this was okay in Europe, how did it get so looked down upon when it got to America? Like, what's the problem? And then also too, why is wearing something just defines your sexuality, you know. So wearing this, you know, some people say, "Oh, yeah, they're gay," but if they put on some jeans, now all of a sudden they're so straight. Look at that. I mean, to me, I really find nothing wrong with it. It's just once again, it is a way to be. It's just a culture. Yeah, it don't have anything to do with it. And listen, women. I bet you a lot of these men have wives and girlfriends. So if it's okay with them, it is okay. It should be okay with us. Okay. All right, everybody. So, gonna take a quick break, real quick, and let y'all know that what's something that's going on. As you said, and listen, these men are wearing skirts, and as y'all probably can imagine, a lot of men probably really want to wear skirts because the summer is getting so hot. It's scorching hot outside right now, which means that the bugs are coming to play. Did y'all hear me? Yeah, the bugs are coming to play. They don't care about you. The gnats, the flies, the mosquitoes, the wasps, the bees, they're gonna be all up around your ear. You know what I'm saying, this summer. Because something tells me that it is gonna be a hot, hot, hot summer. You know what I'm saying, reaching temperatures already of 90. Some people probably got 100 degrees. So with any hot summer, like I said, it brings on the bugs. So listen, we gotta make sure that we can enjoy our summer bugs free. So with that being said, our sponsor, Paradox 09322, listen, she is making sure that the bugs can, you know what I'm saying, stay over there, you know what I'm saying, with her balsamic bug-free spray. That's right, everybody. Let me tell you something. I personally have a bottle for myself, and it works. Now listen, I know, listen, I know, you know what I'm saying, there's those other brands out there, you know, I ain't gonna say their names, but you know what I'm saying, y'all got some of them, you know, some of them other brands out there, but you don't have the balsamic bug-free spray by Paradox 09322. Listen, these are all natural ingredients in this that the bugs cannot stand, which are like tea tree essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, and bergamot essential oil. I am telling you, I cannot wait to go to the beach. Listen, I'm a beach person. I love going to the beach. I love going to the park. I love sitting outside. But what I don't love is going like this the whole time and smacking it. And that, you know, you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're doing a new dance. Like bam, bam, hey, what? It's, you know what I'm saying? It's the bug smack dance. But with the balsamic bug-free spray, you don't gotta do that. You can just be sitting there chilling with your, you know what I'm saying, with your mojito, your margarita, you know what I'm saying? So yes, everybody, so definitely go to the website, flyentertainment.media, and go, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and enter. Go to our shop area, and then be sure to check out from our sponsors, and get the balsamic bug-free spray. Listen, she has two different sizes, so that way, you know what I'm saying, you can try it out. You know what I'm saying, if you're not so sure about if it's going to work or not, but I'm telling you, it's going to work. So she does have two different sizes. The sizes are like a 4-ounce or an 8-ounce. The 4-ounce bottle is only $8. But if you are feeling froggy and you be like, you know what, listen, Z-Fly, that's my guy. I know he wouldn't lie to me. You can go ahead and get the 8-ounce for $13. And let me tell you something, you would definitely will not be, you know what I'm saying? You won't be sorry. You will not be sorry. Like I said, I use it so much. I have been using it. And like I said, I almost don't even know what a bug looks like anymore because I haven't seen none in so long. So yeah, so it's definitely good, you know, for the mosquitoes, for those flies, for the, you know, for all this stuff that's just, you know what I'm saying, that just wants to bother you while you just want to chill outside. So definitely, everybody, be sure, you know, if you want more details, her name is Jewel Bullock, and you can hit her up at paradox09322 at yahoo.com. Once again, paradox0932 at yahoo.com. You know, ask her anything that you may need to know. Once again, this is a natural product. So you know, so that way, you know, it is free from, you know, all those chemicals and, you know, things like that. It's eco-friendly, and it's also bug-free. So that's really good. All right. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Once again, on Shopify with balsamic bug-free spray. All right, everybody. So getting back into our discussion, once again, we are discussing, you know, I'm telling you things that the LGBT will not tell you. You know what I'm saying? Today this is your Tip Tuesday. I'm talking about things, you know, is homosexuality really the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever we really get down to it, is it really homosexuality that like people can't stand? Once again, we all know what society says, what traditions, what the Bible says. But as we can see, we really can't ignore just everything that's actually happening in society. Even on social media, more and more I'm starting to see all types of people, specifically, especially guys, becoming more either gay friendly or either, they're not afraid to tell their truth, which is actually wow. So we're seeing it more. We're seeing it in every ethnicity. Remember that. It's not just a group of people, it's every ethnicity. As you know, pride is all over the world, even in places like Israel, Africa, Jamaica, Trinidad, places that you would think like, oh, you would never hear anything gay happening in these, but they're happening. What is that telling you? Homosexuality is in all ethnicities. So it's really something to think about. So I just continue on with the conversation. I always say to myself that, like if whenever it comes to a son, a person could, ask a parent, oh, if there was 5 things, that like your son could be, what is one thing out of these 5 that you would not want them to be? And I just feel like if those categories were a thief, a rapist, a murderer, a liar, and a homosexual, and a person asked a parent, name one of these 5 things that you would not want your son to be, I honestly will put money that a lot of parents would say a homosexual. Maybe not as much now, because there's so many liars. And if y'all want to know what a liars is, go back and look at about 2 of my lives, about 2 or 3 lives back, and I discuss allies versus alliers. But still, there are those people out there who will pick the homosexual. Now, listen to what I just said. A thief, someone who just comes in and just rob people, take people money or whatever, people hard-earned things. A rapist, someone who is just, taking, not going with anyone's consent, but just raping people. Like just doing whatever they want to with their body. A murderer, someone who is taking people's lives. Either you're mad about something or whatever it may be. A liar, someone who you can't even trust them. If you ask them what time it is, they probably would just say, oh well, today is Wednesday. But a homosexual. And like I said, because we have not been taught about our sexuality, a lot of people, even still today, will look at homosexual as just, as just worse than the other 4. You could kill somebody, but listen, yeah, you killed this person. You wouldn't. I can forgive you. You lie all the time. I can't believe nothing you say, but I can forgive you. But if you're a homosexual, you got to get out. You got to get. Isn't that something? Just because you like the same sex, it's just. So that goes to show you that's is homosexuality the problem, or is it just the thought of it, or the feminine, or the mannerisms behind it, or the ignorant lifestyle that it may come with it? As a lot of dads, they want their sons to carry on the family name. So a lot of dads feel like, well, if he's a homosexual, he's not going to be with any women, so the family name stops. And isn't that ignorant? Because see, that's why. Think about it. Once, like I said, look, we have billions of people in the world, and within these billions of people in the world are a lot of bisexuals and a lot of homosexuals. But yet we're at billions of people. So they're going to show you that it ain't going to stop reproduction of life. And as you see, a lot of, not all, but a lot of dads, they prefer sons as children. I've seen memes and reels where, a woman was giving birth. Once the dad found that it was a son, a daughter, he was over there crying. He was crying, he was throwing things. He was very upset because he didn't want no daughter. Because, he was, for whatever reason that they don't want a daughter. But now it looks like why they're so happy to have sons. A lot of sons aren't grown up to be who these dads think, a chip off the old block. They're doing their own things. And it's also interesting too when it comes to dating. A lot of women, they prefer to date masculine men, right? I've heard women say, "Oh, my man, he better not cry. Oh, my man, he better not wear a man bag, or he better not wear more makeup than me, or he better not dress better than me." All these things he can't do. but he can be as thug and gangster as possible. But would that stop him from being with the same sex? But once again, as long as he is perceived as a heterosexual, that's okay. For a lot of women, that would be okay. Because when men are doing it anyway, there's a lot of men who are doing what they want to do, and as long as she don't know, and there are some women who kind of know what their men are doing on the side, but someone would say, as long as you don't bring it home, we good. So but with all of this, though, with all this discussion, I always find that it's very, very sad, because that the fact that even if there are men, who are feminine or whatever, I find it very sad, because actually men, we have the X and the Y chromosome that's naturally in us, that's built in us. That X being more the feminine gene, and the Y being more of the masculine gene. So they're going to show you that men, we have both in us, naturally, authentically. But men are taught to be more ashamed and to suppress the X. So it's basically like it's making men ashamed of who they really are, or who they naturally are. I mean, really think about it. Think about what I just said earlier. People teach sons to be masculine. Masculine is a learned behavior. And another thing, being that we have the masculine gene in us, who says how that is supposed to look? Once again, if you're teaching men or guys to be a certain way, to be masculine, but are you really teaching them to be masculine or toxic masculine? Because why is it people always feel like a ball, or sports is like the gateway to masculinity? Is that the only thing? Have you ever thought about that? Like, sports is just the all in all. Like, oh, here, this is your son's masculinity on a plate. Here, feed this to him, and he'll be a-okay. Sports. So nothing else in life that a man can do can help him or not help him, or ease him or guide him into masculinity. It's just so ignorant. And as you can see, now listen, sports is cool, but I think sports is a little overrated. Have you ever just seen how people go in over the sports, the Super Bowl and all? It just becomes so toxic in a way. It's almost like if you are a guy and you're not into sports, the other guys look at you like, you're not good. Like, like your ex, like you have a mark on you, like you're no good. And that's just really, that's when I say that's when it's becoming toxic. Because now you got to like sports, and just in order to be considered a man, or in order to have the approval of the male gender, I'm saying, but that's what a lot of guys out there, that's kind of like this society type of thing, or either being in the gym. So it's sad that we do have an X in us, but it's taught to suppress it. You don't show it. You don't care about it. And now, mind you, going back to the Bible, what I'm saying? I tell you, I get references from it everywhere. According to the Bible, a woman came from man. Isn't that interesting? We don't think of it, but for a woman to come from a man, and women only have XX chromosome, that means that femininity came out of a man. It had to be there for it to come out of a man. We have the X and Y. So of course it's there. We have, and it's just sad that femininity has to be looked down upon like it's something bad. In my opinion, in a sense, whenever we look down at femininity, without saying, we're looking down at the female gender. Because, like I said, of course, you do have, more masculine, or you do have some masculine women. But, women are known to be feminine, to be the feminine part of a man. So if you're looking down at women or looking down at femininity, you're kind of, in a sense, looking down at women. Cause you're like, yeah, it's like that's not the way to be. Men will tolerate women. They'll deal with women because they feel like, oh, she's a girl. How many times have you heard, oh, she's a girl? Oh, yeah, that's the, so it's like, oh, well, she can't help herself. She's just feminine. It's just in her. She can't help herself. That's just her genetic makeup. We just got to deal with her. But as you see, a lot of men, they prefer something masculine. I'm just saying, you don't got to believe me. Just look at how things carry out in public, in society, on TV. Look at how men treat men opposed to women. Look at it. Go turn on a movie. Look at how they give that respect to a man who is masculine, opposed to a woman or a man who is feminine. It's not the same type of respect. So it goes to show you that it's just taught, it's just built in a lot of people's minds that you don't really give feminine that respect. How many go back in history. Look at how females are saying, oh, I don't get the respect as my co-worker, my male co-worker, my male counterpart. He doing the same thing, the same type of job I'm doing, but he getting $2 more. And we do, what I'm saying? They just don't respect that feminine. Okay. Anyway, y'all see where I'm going with this. Yeah. So, and the funny thing is, as far as biology, we all started out as a female, right? So I don't know, but anyway, but like I said, I just think it's really sad that like I said, men, remember. Oh, now listen, see, I won't even see this. Oh, look at her. Yeah, I said, look at her. I'm just joking. No. But see, this is a man that, now, but the thing is, now he could somewhat get away with that today. Today, he could get away with that in certain parts. Well, actually, maybe in all parts, to be honest with you, because I think they weren't anything today. But see, now look, but now, mind you, as you can see, this is a certain time period. And this man was wearing this stuff like this. But now, keep in mind, even in these type of time periods, those kings back then, oh yeah, they might have had their queens, but they also had their boys on the side as well. I'm telling you, if you really start looking at some of these documentaries, you will learn things. That is my homework for my audience. Look at some documentaries, and you would be surprised. It's really good to know your history. Don't be scared of the history or what you may find out. Yeah, it may be mind blowing. It might be like jaw dropping. It be like, what? But at least look at this man right here. He ready to go ballerina somewhere. But and guess what? I bet you he got a girlfriend too. Yeah, got a wife. Now, did he want her? Now you got to ask him. Well, you can't ask him now, but yeah, men was wearing this type of stuff like this. Now also too. Now some of you people out there. Like some of you people who like see color, because I know how y'all might say, well, yeah, that's how them white men do. But now you can't just say that's how the white men do, because you'd be surprised what a lot of black men or men of color like to wear, even today. So don't just be talking, oh yeah, that's how the white men do. Yeah, the white men, they do still white. No, it's really anybody. You'd be surprised. Look at the Asians. You may not know. I may get this wrong, but in the Asian culture, I don't know if it is for the Philippines, so don't quote me. Do your research. But they have a whole penis park. You'd have a penis park over there in Asia somewhere. And yeah, they love the penis. They sure do. They have a documentary on I think it's called The Power of the Penis or something like that, or the penis documentary or something, or wait, Dick-umentary or something like that. Yeah, where there's certain cultures that they actually praise the penis. They had a whole penis parade. So that's what I'm trying to do. See, listen, my thing is, once again, I'm not trying to out nobody, and I'm not trying to say, I just want everybody to be aware. Here in America, it's really easy to be ignorant because, like I said, all these traditions and all this stuff. But once you start opening up your eyes and looking at other cultures and what they believe in and what they do, then you will see that it's not as black and white as a lot of us Americans have been taught. It's a lot of gray area. And just because it's a lot of gray area, it's not saying that these people are wrong. Listen, we all got different body parts. Whenever I say a penis park or they're idolizing the penis, which you really shouldn't be idolizing anything if you go back to the Bible. But just learn more about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. All right. So everybody, now here's how I'm going to close today's Tip Tuesday. So hopefully I have given you a good tip that the tip is homosexuality the problem? That's the tip. Okay. So I want y'all to really think, just think about that. Is homosexuality really the issue? Or could it just be a whole mixture of things that's going on? But I do want to close out with this quote. Now, if you looked at, I think I did about 2 lives ago, I had a live that was talking about Sams. And once again, a Sam is a straight acting man. But in that live, I was showing you all a lot of just different anonymous messages from men who were telling their authentic, how they feel about the same sex and their experiences and things like that. All right, so it's this website called Quora, okay? It's website called Quora, and I wanted, So that's kind of small, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna blow it up because I definitely wanted to read this because I said that this right here is a good way to end my live today. Once again, like I said, is homosexuality the problem, or could it be just femininity? Okay, and as y'all can see, that is kind of small, but don't worry because I got you. So I'm going to read it from here, and exactly what I'm reading is what you see on the screen. All right, so once again, this is from an anonymous chatter, and once again, the website is called Quora. I think it's QUORA.com. And basically, it's a website where you just ask all kinds of questions. Like, you could say, oh, do married men sleep with men? Or do women date short guys? Or, whatever. And then, a lot of times people, they will, if it's related to them, they'll give, either their anonymous opinions or experiences, or sometimes they'll tell you their name. But this was a great, interesting read right here. And I said I wanted to close, just sum everything I said today with this right here. All right, so the question was, why do straight guys feel threatened around gay guys? Okay, so there was a chatter who took the bait, and he left his opinion. And it goes like this. And once again, it's this right here, but I'm just going to read it so you all can know what it's saying. It says, he said, they're scared of being treated like a woman. He said, in general, straight guys, due to cultural or social acceptions, practices, or prejudices, are taught to view women as sex objects, something to achieve, to use, to own and control. They are also taught to loathe and mock femininity, to despise it, to fear it, because to be feminine is to be a woman, and to be a woman is to be an object both fetishized and hated. You can imagine then their collective horror and insecurity over the existence of non-heteronormative men. These men represent a direct threat to them because these men and a straight guy's warped view of reality have the potential to view them as a sex object, something to be used, to be controlled, to be fetishized, to be like a woman. That last conclusion is utterly terrifying. Y'all hear this? So, in reaction to this revelation, what will most straight guys who think like this act? Most cultures are patriarchal and drowning in hyper-masculinity, so don't expect any sort of rational thought or communication. You can expect fear, aggression, violence, gay bashing, and all that jazz. I suppose, from my perspective as a gay man, that is why the straight guys you mentioned brag about their routine gay bashing, because if they are allowed I'm sorry, because if they allow gay men to live unfettered, then it's possible that other men might treat them as they treat a woman. And that is truly a cardinal sin in our society. Funny how most things on homophobic loop back to misogyny. I wonder what caused that. So, everybody, I think that is a great way to sum up that. When I read that, like my mouth was on the floor. That, and then you got to think that yes, this was an opinion of someone, but you got to realize that a lot of men out there feel just what he said. So it goes. So once again, it goes back to the tip today: is homosexuality the problem, or could it be femininity? And according to that read, femininity is something that's disgusted, that's despised in a lot of men's mind because it's being like a woman. And what is a woman in a lot of men's minds? Something that is like just, you know, just not good, because like I said, women are just something to control and all these things he said. So I thought that was very interesting. I thought it really summed up. Of course, you all can have your own opinion. Maybe you think all of this is crazy, but once again, it is something to make you aware of just how people can think that, and once again, he is a person who wrote all of this. This was in his mindset. And how many other men out there honestly view this, think like this, but will never say it. But in their actions and just how history, how we have seen how men have treated women within history, within biblical times. I mean, after a while, we got to start calling a thing a thing. We just can't keep acting like, oh, it's so oblivious. Or, oh, no, that only happens in fairy tale. Or, oh, that just happens, some of the time. We gotta start doing better to do better. Okay. All right. So once again, that is your Tip Tuesday for today. Join me again tomorrow as I will have a Wondering Wednesday that will conclude this month of Gay Pride and also my series of what the LGBT will not tell you. What I just told you, would the LGBT would they have told you that? Would they are they telling people how men may really feel? No, I don't. Have you seen it? I haven't. Follow me on my social media right here below. Also, too, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out my website for all things Z Fly and Fly World Media. Y'all see it in the back. That's right. Got the Fly World Media behind me. Okay, so definitely check me out once again on tomorrow, live at 5, same time, same platform, same guy, Z Fly. Until then, everybody stay fly, stay hydrated, and be sure to keep those bugs away with, once again, Paradox 09322 Balsamic Bug-Free Spray. Go right here to the website to get yours today. Trust me, you will thank me later. Okay, so you're welcome. All right, I will talk to you fly-nistas and fly-nistos tomorrow. Until then, deuces.